Hey, welcome back, guys, and I think I figured this out, but we'll see. Maybe overthinking it to an insane degree, but at least we'll be accurate to what I want it to be. So 0.234375. Let's restart this. Okay, so my idea is I'm going to take this here, put this here, and I'm just going to snap it into place. Let's see if this will work. So I want this to touch here, and I want that to touch here. Perfect. All right. So now take this circle, have this touch the center point again. There we go. Go up. And now we can get rid of this. And of course it broke. So let's get rid of that. Constraint, there you go. Get rid of these lines. All right, so now let's get rid of that. Let's connect these two again. Get rid of this. Connect those again. So now let's take this. Connect that circle. And there we go. Now we do that a couple more times. So let's go ahead and problem is each of them are going to be different. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Don't need this anymore. All right. So there's our first true roll that I want to put into this. And let's go ahead and get rid of this for now. Get rid of that. And let's give it a look to see what it'll look like in 3D. Whoops. Cut. Get rid of that. All right. So this lip is essentially what I've been going for. And it looks pretty good. They've overcomplicated it to a significant degree, but I wanted to be accurate to the material. So there we go. Save. So let's go ahead and rename this. Should be able to rename it. So base and caps lock is on. Let's see. Let's do outer ring, or let's do ring outer. There we go. All right. So now we have to figure out the inner ring. So let's go ahead and do this again so we don't screw up what we've already done. So let's project this geometry, project that geometry. So we have a good foundation. There we go. 35. Don't need this. Cut across. Let's go ahead and project all of it. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's go ahead and suppress this ring. So we still got one more constraint. Okay. Cut this there. So let's go ahead and go down 3.5. And so there we go. Now, the question is, so there's two ways to go about this. If this is a really like strong individual, let's calculate this. How heavy? I guess I could calculate it already. Because this can calculate the volume, I'm pretty sure. All right. So basically what I'm gauging right now is, do I need to cut this into individual rings that are basically bolted onto each other? Can it be just one disc on top of a disc on top of a disc on top of a disc, and then they're not bolted, they're riveted together? And is that manageable for someone? I guess now we could assume that it is, especially if someone as exceptional as, like, say, Captain America, or and then later on, if it's not, it's unwieldy, we can uh, treat it as riveted rings. And so let's treat it as if it's going to be one shield on top of another shield on top of another shield for now. Let's get rid of this. So now let's add the constraints again. There we go. Let's go ahead and offset this. And of course, so let's get rid of this. Don't need any of this anymore. Why is it highlighting everything? Something here? Or is it just the constraints? Or actually, it's probably just this. Okay, it's everything then. Okay, let's get rid of everything. Offset it. 0.078125. 0.078125. Offset. 0.078125. Alright. Because it's going to be on the outer side, don't need this anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and start adding constraints. Actually, I should have done this for the other one too, instead of that actually tell me where the point is. Wasted time doing the other way. Sorry about that, guys. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's go back to here and figure out. Actually, that's 35. Which means this needs to come down 3.5. Where is that point? Okay, so it's right here. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let's go ahead and add the following constraints. This is going to be a tedious project. Sorry about that. All right. So what was the magic number? So 0.234375. Oops. Okay, right here. Zoom in. Right about there. Nothing moved. Perfect. Okay. All right. Get rid of all the supports. Now we can take this, place it there. Okay. Go back to the center point. Huh. So now we should probably double check this before we start getting rid of constraints. Which means it probably should have left this over here to begin with. My bad. Yeah, should have gotten rid of that. Alright, cool. It works. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Now I think about it, these aren't necessary, are they? No, they're not. Okay, so next time we do that, I don't have to worry about that. Cut this. Okay. Perfect. Let's go back down here. Cut. Cut. Finish. So now let's see. How's this looking? That's looking pretty good. What do y'all think? So you can see ring after ring. And I guess you can see here is like, is this layering necessary? You know what I mean? All right, let's go with the next one. Let's do ring, outer. How should I do this? How many layers are there to the shield? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do layer 1 through 4 then. Seems like a better labeling system anyway. Let's do layer 4. Copy. 3. That looks pretty good. All right, let's do another sketch. Same as before. Let's go ahead and label this layer 2, and we'll move it up accordingly. Project, project. Delete, delete. Okay, let's rotate it. Offset this. What we learned, we only need to offset it once. There we go. Probably didn't need to do all that, but that's good enough. I need to put that there. Just so that's something to go to. Okay, let's take this point, bring it down. All right, so no, we're not going for this one. We're going for the next one right here. So this is the point it should be going to. It looked weird. There we go. Let's go ahead. So it's 10.5. Don't care about that dimension. Let's bring this down. 90. All right, so let's hide the layers so we're not confused. Okay. Well, which one's this one? So we got that, that. Okay, so we accidentally highlighted the one, but let's see. So we don't need this one anymore. Trim that. So really what we need is accept, accept. All right, let's try this. 0.234375. Please don't break anything. Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. So trim, get rid of that line, get rid of this, take that. Attach. Okay, before we keep going, I forgot to save. All right. So now, have that go there. That's why we need one more. To define that. We don't need the outer one though. Perfect. Cut. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Don't need this. Don't need that. All right. So let's see what we got. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. That's layer 2. It's looking pretty good. You want to take a peek to see what it will look like? Let's see. Profile. Should be able to pick more than one. I guess not. Okay. There we go. Starting to look like a Captain America shield. What do y'all think? Yeah, that line's just legacy. It'll go away once we turn to a step file. Looks like we have one more ring to do. All right, so it's, why are these grounded? Oh, they, okay. So they have, so they're sharing something. I'll worry about that later. So let's go to here. Let's add the final ring. Let's project this geometry. Don't think we'll need anything else. Let's offset it. Oh, 78125. I think we'll need one more layer, right? 0.07. Okay. Okay. Let's actually move this up. 3.5. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Okay, so this layer has to live in. Get rid of this. Okay. Let's go ahead and where is that point? Oh, there it is. All right. Seven. Let's take this, extend it. There we go. Let's try this again. 0.234375. Let's bring it in. All right, do I need more constraints or is it good enough? Perfect. Let's go ahead and do the last part. Get rid of the excess that we don't need. All right, get rid of the skeleton. Oops. Got rid of too much there. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Perfect. All right. Now, whoops. So there's a little bit extra there that we don't need. Just cut that. See, we don't need this anymore. And there we go. Layer 1. What do y'all think of that? Okay, visibility, visibility. Okay. There we go. That's like a pretty good Captain America shield. Oh, okay, so I think I know what these are. And share. And share. All right. So now we got that out of the way. Let's actually measure how to see how heavy this thing is. So inspect, tools, measure, measuring the faces. Let's see. Properties. All right, let's see. Be a mild steel. Let's see where steel, cast, polished. It's too polished. Did that do anything? It's not what I care to do. As I cancel. All right. Let's undo that. There should be a way where you let's see, express, expand all children, relationships, find properties, measure. Advanced, precision angle, dual, none. Steel, mild, so steel, mild. Why is it not changing? There we go. Properties. Here we go, okay. Size on disk, size, location, summary, project status, custom save, physical. Density, low, mass. Update. Alright, mass is 49 pounds. Is that really the mass of this thing? Let's do high accuracy. I guess it does change the density of it. So back in the day, it'd be closer to a mild steel. But 50 pounds. Center of gravity. Let's see, how heavy was the average shield back in the day? How heavy was a wooden shield? So the typical weight was 4 to 7 pounds, with many reconstructions estimates falling around 5 to 6 pounds. So this thing is way overweight then. Well, I guess if it's Captain America, right? But even then, that's a lot. Let's see. How much would this be if, say we suppress these features? How heavy is this? Properties. So that's 22 pounds right there. So I guess smartest thing to do is to do a weight saving type of shield. What do y'all think? So the smartest thing to do might be, just as there's rings here, might need to do rings on the back just to save on weight. It's already ridiculously heavy. It's 10 times the weight of a regular shield. Only other thing I can do is I can cut the weight down by bringing it down to a millimeter in thickness rather than 2 millimeters in thickness. I think just to keep it manageable. Let's see here. What about full metal? Okay, full steel round shields. How heavy were they? Alright, so full steel round shields, all metal without wooden core, were much rarer in early and high medieval periods than wooden ones, but they did exist, especially in the form of smaller bucklers. Held round shields typically from the 13th century onward. Let's see. Alright, small bucklers were about 2 to 5 pounds, with many functioning examples at 1.3 to 2, so 2 to 4 pounds, 1.2 to 2 millimeter thickness. Okay, larger full steel round shields. Rotella, 24 inches, weighed 5.5 to 10 pounds, commonly 3 to 3.5 kilograms. All right, what if it were a 35-inch shield made entirely of steel? All right, so 36 inches, but constructed from steel plate instead of thin wooden planks, leather. Full steel round shields are almost always much smaller. So estimated weight of 35-inch shield, all steel round shield. Weight depends heavily on the steel thickness and gauge, curvature. Dome's concave for strength. Then functional shield, 1 to 1.5 millimeters thick, 18 to 20 gauge, do 8 to 12 pounds. Medium thickness, so thicker, heavier, so should still be about 25 pounds. So I think in order for this to be a functional shield, what we're going to have to do is so anything above 25 pound, okay. Rated durability or parade, easily 18 to 25 pounds, approaching or exceeding many full pavés or body shields. Too heavy for most warriors to wield effectively one-handed over time without fatigue. 12 to 18 pounds, this starts feeling burdensome for extended use. Similar to some larger heater shields. So we should aim for this to be lower than 20 to 25 pounds. So should aim between 15 to 25 then for this to be usable. Even though it's like, say it's Captain America, you still want it to be wieldable. And I'm treating this as if it's standard infantry, so to speak, back in the day. So I guess we'll leave it there for now. We kind of have an idea as to where we're headed. So there will be rivets involved. There will be a star here. And this won't be, I guess how you'd say, just shield on top of a shield on top of a shield on top of a shield. It's 45 pounds. It's way too heavy. But we'll get on it then.